Hello everyone, welcome back to this session of English. In this session, we are going to begin a new topic that is jumbled sentences. This topic is also known as parajumbles or rearrangement of sentences. So let's begin the session. Let's have a brief introduction of what are jumbled sentences. Jumbled means something which is not in correct order. A jumbled sentence is a type of exercise or test item in which the words or parts of a sentence are mixed up and the task is to rearrange them to form a coherent, grammatically correct sentence. Now, in this type of exercise, we find questions in which we will be given a paragraph which is broken or the sentences of which are jumbled up. It means they are not written in correct order. Now, what we need to do, we have to shuffle those sentences in such a manner so that they can create a meaningful paragraph. This can happen with a sentence as well. It means the words of the sentence will not be written in correct order or they will be jumbled up. So, we need to shuffle those words in such a manner so that they can create a meaningful paragraph or meaningful sentence. So this is the basic pattern of doing rearrangement of sentences or jumbled sentences. The primary objectives of jumbled sentences exercise are: first, it helps us or enables us practice grammar because we need to learn or we need to apply many grammatical concepts while doing rearrangement of sentences. So it helps us practice grammar or it enables us practice grammar. Now it enhances our vocabulary skills as well. It helps in vocabulary development. It enhances reading skills because this is a basic requirement to do jumbled sentences or the exercise of jumbled sentences. Reading skills plays a vital role. Reading skill plays a vital role in doing jumbled sentences. Promoting higher order thinking because here we need our logical thinking. So this promotes our higher order thinking. For example, whenever we read a novel or we see a movie or a TV serial, we try to figure out that what will happen next. So that logical thinking, that sense, that power helps us doing rearrangement of sentences. The basic concept of jumbled sentences begins with the sentence structure. Now we know well that the basic structure of a sentence is subject, then verb, then object. This is the basic pattern of the sentence. Understand the basic structure of a sentence in English, which typically follow the subject, verb, object pattern. This enables us do jumbled sentences very easily. We know the basic structure of sentence like she reads a book. So here she is a subject, reads is a verb, and a book is an object. So whenever we are forming a sentence, we should keep this basic structure in mind, for which first we need to identify the subject. Look for the main subject of the sentence. This could be a noun, pronoun, or a noun phrase that denote who or what the sentence is about. So first of all, in the given sentences or in the given words, we try to find out that what is the subject which we are talking about. So, a subject can be a noun. We know well that a subject is formed with the help of a noun or a pronoun or a noun phrase. So, first we try to collect those words in the sentence given. Those are noun, pronoun, or the noun phrases. Identify transitional words like however, moreover, therefore, consequently, and on the other hand provides clues about the logical flow of ideas. This is very important. Now, if we find a word however in the beginning of the sentence, we know well that a paragraph cannot begin with the word however. Though it is not always right, but it helps us out while forming the sentences or forming the paragraph. For instance, however usually indicates a contrast with the previous statement. So, if we find a word however, we try to find a statement which is contrast to that particular statement beginning with the word however. So these are the connectors which connects the sentences or words together. So these definitely help us out while we are doing jumbled sentences. Spotting connectors. Now we have some conjunctions like and, because, but, or, although. Help connect parts of sentence, can provide clues about the sentence order. So these are very important while we are connecting the sentences of the paragraph. Now there are various patterns of rearrangement of sentences. A basic pattern is like, we will be given first sentence and sixth sentence. These two sentences have their fixed position. It means these sentences cannot be shuffled. In between, we will be given four options, that is P, Q, R, S. Now these P, Q, R, S sentences are not in correct order. So we need to rearrange these sentences only. And first and sixth sentence have fixed position, so we do not shuffle those sentences, or we need not shuffle those sentences. We have to shuffle only these between sentences. Punctuation. If punctuation can provide significant clues, for instance, if the segment starts with a capital letter and end with a full stop, it is probably the beginning or end of the sequence. But this not always helps us, because many times it happens that the questions given in jumbled sentences, they might not follow the punctuation forms. Look for clues words. Ensure the tenses, past, present, and future, and voices, that is active and passive, remain consistent in the sentence or paragraph unless there is a logical reason for them to change. So these are some grammatical concepts which definitely help us out while we are rearranging the sentences or rearranging the words. Because tenses help us out. As we know, if the sentence is in present indefinite, if the sentence is in past indefinite, so how can we connect those sentences with another sentences? These grammatical concepts definitely help us out. Look for clues words like this, that, these, those. It might refer to something mentioned in a previous part of the sentences. Coherence and cohesion. Sentences or paragraphs should flow logically. If the sentences are given to us, or if the paragraph is given to us, if we read the sentence or if we read the paragraph, it should go or flow the path logically. It should have a flow while we are reading. Check the sequence to ensure that it makes sense contextually and that one idea or action logically leads to the next. So whenever we read the paragraph, the sentences should flow logically in a grammatical order, and it should make some sense while we are reading the paragraph or the sentence. Check for modifier. Modifier means a word which qualifies something else. For example, if we have an adjective, we know well that adjective qualifies noun or pronoun. Similarly, adverb, they qualifies verb or adjective or adverb. Adjectives, adverbs, or phrases that provide additional information about nouns or verbs should be placed correctly to avoid misplaced modifiers. Example, he almost drove his kids to school every day versus he drove his kids to school almost every day. So if we look for both the sentences, or if we look at both the sentences carefully, so this is not a correct order. But he drove his kids to school almost every day. We know well that in adverb we follow MPT, that is manner, then place, and then time. So the sequences of these words should be followed carefully. General to specific or vice versa. Sometimes information in a paragraph flows from a general statement to specific details, or the other way around. It means sometimes we have some general statement which moves towards a specific statement in the sentence, or there are some information given to us, or some pieces of information will be given to us, uh, which are important to identify that which statement should come first and which statement should come later on. So this structure definitely help us out while we are doing rearrangement of sentences. Practice. Now this one is very important. May be possible we are not always right while we are doing rearrangement of sentences, but practice makes a man perfect. So if we practice a lot and practice many rearrangements, we will definitely come in habit of doing rearrangement of sentences. Also, we will start recognizing the basic structure or the structure pattern of the sentence or the paragraph. Like most skills, the more you practice sentence arrangement tasks, the better you will get at them. Over time, you will start recognizing patterns and develop strategies that work best for you. So practice enables us do the task easily. One most important thing is there the pattern of the questions. There can be 3 types of patterns that you can come across in your exam. First, I have already told you that first and sixth sentence will have a fixed position and we have to shuffle P, Q, R, S. And we will be given options A, B, C, D like P, Q, R, S, P, R, S, Q, R, Q, S, P like this. The second pattern of the question structure is like we will be given only sentences P, Q, R, S, and these are not arranged properly. Now we have to shuffle those sentences in such a manner so that they can create a meaningful paragraph. Now we will have to figure out the clues only. We are not given the first and the last sentence. If we are given first and the last sentence, that becomes very easy for us because we get the hint from first and the last sentence to connect the sentences with them. That will be very easy. But if we are not given any first and last statement, we have to find out that as well. So we have to first figure out that which sentence can begin the paragraph. Or the another pattern is like we will be given first sentence that has fixed position, rest we will be given P, Q, R, S. Now we will not be given the last sentence, but we will be given the first statement that begins the paragraph or the sentence, and rest are the words or the sentences which connects to that particular sentence to form the paragraph or the sentence. So let's begin the exercise. The first question is there, when the Impressionists, now we have first and sixth sentence. These two sentences have fixed position. When the Impressionists, now we cannot use the sixth sentence after this first sentence. So let us separate it from this paragraph. So when the Impressionists, now if we connect this given sentence with P option, they, so Impressionists is a noun and they is a pronoun, so they cannot come together. When the Impressionists, everyday and often putting, this doesn't make any sense. When the Impressionists, people you would see. Now Impressionist is a noun and people is again a noun, so it again does not make any sense. When the Impressionists painted, now this is noun, after that we have a verb, so painted pictures of people. It means they made or they painted pictures of people. Now they made them look like people you would see every day and often putting more emphasis. So putting connects the word more emphasis. So here the first sentence should be S, then S will be followed by sentence P, then it will be followed by R, look like people, and it will be followed by Q, often putting, then the sixth sentence. So this can be the correct sequence. Now let us see the answer. The options are RQPS, SRQP, PRQS or SPRQ. Now, because of these options as well, we can have a clue. For example, in this we can see either the sentence is beginning with R P or S. Now, we cannot have Q in the beginning of the sentence. So when the impressionists, they, people and painted, only these three are options. So this also help us out while we are rearranging the sentences. Well, our answer is D, that is SPRQ. Now let us see what we have done, that is SPRQ. It means our answer is correct. So this is absolutely correct what we have done. Now let us have the second question. Sherlock Holmes is the. Now Sherlock Holmes is the. It means we need some either adjective or the subject complement over here. Sherlock Holmes is the who cannot come. Sherlock Holmes is the is raised cannot come. Is the because it can also not come. So is the exceptional individual. This is correct. It means the first part will be S. Exceptional individual who is in a state of grace. So P. Because in him scientific curiosity is raised. So R, so Q, and then sixth sentence. Now let us read the paragraph like this. Sherlock Holmes is the exceptional individual who is in a state of grace because in him scientific curiosity is raised to the status of a heroic passion. Now we can see that the paragraph we are reading is flowing and it is in correct grammatical order. So we can see over here that our answer is C, that is SPRQ. Let us see what we have done, that is SPRQ. It means our sentence is absolutely correct. Our answer is absolutely correct. So this is the basic structure and we can find the sentence or the connectors easily. We can easily rearrange the sentences in such manner. Now let us read the next question. The goals of our present system. The last sentence is best technical institution in the country. So the goals of our present system, schooling is to prepare present system students for the examination system, which will take them to the of primary and secondary. So the goals of our present system of primary and secondary schooling is to prepare students for the examination system, which will take them to the best technical institution in the country. So this is the basic flow. Now, while reading the sentences only, I am able to rearrange the sentences properly because rest of the sentences do not connect or do not go in a flow with connecting this part. So we have to see the sentence which can connect the sentence, the first sentence, and also flow, also move in flow or also go in flow while we are reading the entire paragraph. So this can be the correct sequence, that is the goals of our present system of what is primary and secondary, then schooling, because primary and secondary refers to schooling, is to prepare to whom? Students. So Q, sentence students for the examination system, which will take them to the best technical institution in the country. So first and sixth like this. So the correct sequence that we have made is SPQR. Now let us see the answer. It is A, that is SPQR. So our answer is absolutely correct. So our answer is A, which is absolutely correct. Now let us move to the next. The watchman. Now what did watchman do? The watchman and found. No, does not make any sense. The watchman woke up when? Now it goes in a flow. But let us see other sentences as well. The watchman with black masks. Now the watchman is singular and black masks are plural. So it cannot have two masks over it. He heard, the watchman he heard does not make any sense. It means Q will be the first sentence that connects the first sentence. The watchman woke up when he heard. Now after he heard the dog barking, he woke up. So the watchman woke up when he heard the dog barking. So S will follow the sentence Q. He heard the dog barking and found two thieves with black masks. So P and then R. So this will be the sequence trying to get in. So the correct paragraph will be the watchman woke up when he heard the dog barking and found two thieves with black masks trying to get in. So the correct answer is C, that is QSPR, that what we have already done. So our answer is absolutely correct. Now, the last paragraph of today's session, let us see that again. The student touched the, arrived in, the teacher, and feet of. Now, if I write the student touched the, obviously they must have touched the feet of their teacher. But arrived in is left over. So let us read the paragraph again. The student arrived and touched the feet of their teacher. Now the sequence is correct. So first we'll have Q, then we have P, then we have S, and then we have R and with reference. So let us read the sentence again. The student arrived and touched the feet of their teacher with reverence. So this will be the correct sequence. So the answer is B, that is QPSR, that we have already done. So our answer is absolutely correct again. I hope your answers also match my answers. So these were some paragraphs given to us, which we have done in this session. The rest of the paragraphs will be doing in the next session. Thank you very much.